This government has done two things to erode confidence in politics in this country. The first is the Liberal Democrats' conversion from opposing tuition fees to the extent that they wish to abolish them, to supporting tuition fees to the extent that they agreed to treble them. And the second is the Conservatives' conversion from a pledge that there would be no top-down reorganisation of the NHS to the implementation of a top-down reorganisation so huge that, in the words of the previous Chief Executive of the NHS, you could see it from space. Yep. And that is a vivid but not inaccurate description of a reorganisation that closed 170 organisations, created 240 new ones, made 10,000 staff redundant, and then re-employed 2,200 on that as well.
And I won't highlight his role in tripling tuition fees, but the Shadow Secretary of State said that when he came into office, part of his defence, he got rid of the pro-privatisation agenda that he'd inherited before. Who do you think he was criticising in that comment?
Converted to tuition fees.
I don't understand what the point you're making. Either in my role in tripling tuition fees, I certainly was the higher education minister who introduced tuition fees against a fierce and supported them and made the arguments, all the arguments we're hearing now from the Liberal Democrats and against the opposition, incidentally, of the Conservative Party. And in terms of privatisation, we did introduce independent treatment centres, and at every stage we asked the local NHS, have you got the capacity to get these waiting lists down? Have you got the capacity to carry out this elective surgery without denuding emergency services, which is what happened all the time? You'll be surprised, Madam Deputy Speaker, how many of them found that capacity when we said, well, OK, we'll introduce an independent treatment centre. Suddenly, consultants stopped going to the golf course and taking Saturdays off. They got the waiting times down.